Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Legion Labs. I am your host, JR. Today we got Rob and Jose. What's going on, guys?
Hello.
Oh, yo.
So I just want to thank you guys again for last week's episode. I was feeling under the weather, that's why I could not make it. Rob, you guys did a good job hosting, and
Thank you.
Jose and Roman, you guys did amazing, and LJ, of course, thank you for coming on. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
But, give a little backlash to LJ. More line of sight blockers, damn it.
Calm down. Calm down, dude. I will say that it was very fun watching or not watching because it's a podcast, but listening to That's No Moon and listening to Andrew Terrell talk about the one LVO table he saw and complain about it. Which of course was your table that you played in the semifinals on stream with, which was very funny to me.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I don't like to complain about it because it is.
Oh, bullshit! You love to complain about it. Let's.
No, it's not, I never bring up my tables as far as like I had the disadvantage, right? It's just it sucks, and how I would like to play the game is definitely going to be my opinion. But other
Yeah.
than that, yeah, it's one of those things. It's just like gun lines are fun, but are they fun? You just point
All
and shoot,
right.
man. Point and
Yeah.
shoot. So, anyways,
I think we should just spend another 3 hours talking about tables, and by that I mean I'm good for a few weeks at least.
It's a hot topic, man. Everybody has an opinion.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, just make the table yourself.
it's just two sides of the coin. People like to shoot, and there's people that like to move. That's it.
JR is the type of person who would make the table and then complain about it.
Yeah, that's right. I make my own tables. Like, not cool, not cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, so it looks like to dial it back, there is going to be a Worlds finally.
Finally, what do you mean?
Well,
Finally?
I mean, they took it away from us, right? And then they just gave it back to us, and it's just like,
Okay.
why not just give it to us all and not scare us that there wasn't going to be a Worlds?
Well, I mean, I already posted this on the Discord to some amount of pushback, but I mean they literally just like gave up and fell to peer pressure, right? And I think that at a certain point the community said we want this, and they said eventually fine. Maybe this was already planned, and if this was already planned, I think that's kind of worse because that means that their whole PR team is just so bad they forgot to mention, oh hey, we actually do have Worlds, by the way. So I don't know. I assume they caved, and that sounds negative, but I mean it is positive, right? It means they actually listened and cared. Like, I'm not trying to say, "Ha, you caved." I'm saying they caved. Just like as of today, Sony caved to all of the Helldivers 2 players on PC who said we don't want to sign up for PSN, and I'm very happy about that too because I don't want to sign up for PSN and I want Worlds, so I'm happy. It's a great day. Like, I love it when companies cave to consumer pressure because it means we maybe have just this much. Oh, you can't see my hand. Just like this much power left, like slightly.
No. You underestimate our power. We're the ones giving them the money.
No.
You want our money? You must do what we want.
No, you underestimate smart groups of people because I'm a COD player and I hate the state that Call of Duty's in, but they're just gonna keep doing it because our fan base keeps buying anime kawaii skins and beaver skins and half naked Nicki Minaj skins, and as long as it keeps making money, nobody's complaining. We're not gonna get back to the old school, and
it just
I
sounds
give
like
Helldiver's props, dude. That was awesome.
yeah. I mean, it just sounds like you're jealous that you don't get Star Wars skins like Fortnite. So, not that I play
Dude.
Fortnite,
You know what I want
but
from
That's the only reason I would think about going back to Fortnite.
oh god, it's so bad.
What I want from COD is just zombies. I just like the zombie mode, man. That's all I play in that game is zombies. After the rest of it,
Just play like Killing Floor 2 or something like a dedicated zombie game.
I play all of the zombie games. Every State of Decay, Dying Light, like
have you played
Plant vs Zombies?
What about 7 Days to Die? That's my favorite zombie game by a mile.
I have not played it. I heard about it. I haven't played it.
Yeah, it's Minecraft, but with zombies that after every 7 days in game, they just swarm you, and it's like impossible to try to survive.
Called 7 Days to Die?
Yeah. There's also Project Zomboid. These are both PC games. There's also Project Zomboid, which is completely different vein. But you're trying to like survive in a zombie apocalypse, but it's more realistic. So you have to like eat, drink, and that's so hard to explain because like it sounds like a generic survival game, but it's completely not. It's completely unique. you have to like read and do all this other crazy stuff. Like you have to read so you don't get bored. It's this whole thing. It's a good time. Yeah. We're way off topic, but
That'd be
The
cool if we get a
tangent.
zombies and stuff.
zombie stormtroopers, they're in Star Wars.
Yeah,
We just need
yeah,
to get them
I'll
in
be on
Legion.
board.
I would buy them in an instant, you know.
Well, bringing us
So
back to the topic, I honestly think this was a kind of. I'm gonna play devil's advocate and go with they were on hold with this information. That's why they didn't release it. Because it looks like they partnered with Adepticon, so maybe they needed some approval from Adepticon to be like, "Hey, can we partner with you?" I don't know the logistics of this, but I mean, it's no longer invitational; it's open, and we got to qualify for the finals, right?
yeah.
So, I mean, it's a bittersweet, I guess.
I don't mind that it's invitational. I think it's worth mentioning that, or that it's not invitational. Like I think competitive wise, it's more competitive if there is an invitation required, right? It there's no longer the like carrot for tournaments from AMG, like official tournaments, which is that invite. But now there's the LVO carrot to go do that invitational event. So it's kind of like you have both things now. I was gonna go to LVO anyways. So now it's just like, okay, do I care about going to Worlds enough? Does it look like everyone else cares about going to Worlds enough to still go? And this year I actually have to pay for my ticket and stuff too. So it's a little bit, and by a little bit, I mean significantly pricier. Plus, it's in Milwaukee, so is that more expensive to fly into? I assume so. I don't know. I'd have to take a look. It's probably super expensive to fly in. Like I'm probably like $600, and then you have hotel, another 600, however much between the 3 or 4 nights you stay. So it's probably like $1,000 to get there and stay if you're from over here. But I mean, I'm just pulling those numbers out of nowhere. So
Yeah, honestly, I'm cool with it. We still got Worlds. You still want to be the best, go to Worlds. That's what.
no,
As
you want
long
to
as
be the
it's still
best, you go
there.
to LVO.
Hey, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. It's close to our backyard, so I'm
Well,
down.
now
I
you
don't
have to
have
win
to
an
go fly.
invite. So I hope you get an invite this year,
Yeah,
JR.
we'll see, man.
I'm already going to my first qualifier here in 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
We're at
I'm going to San Francisco for KublaCon.
Con.
Yeah, it's being hosted by Josh. He was the head judge at Worlds. Great guy, fun guy. He invited me over and said, I don't have to pay for a hotel room if I go. So I'm
Hell
going.
yeah,
I'm free. I'll
yeah.
just crash at his place. Sounds good to me.
Dang, that's the best kind. Free. Get to go over there. Get to
Yeah.
have some
But
fun.
you
Play
still have to
games.
drive out there, which is, not a insignificant drive.
No.
Actually, I'm going to be
Rob's
going
gonna
with
be wake up missing his kidney.
Actually, I'm going to be driving up with Scott, actually, which will be kind of fun. So I'm driving up to Modesto. Then
Mhm.
I'm tagging along the Roll Better Dice Wagon, whatever they call themselves, and their vehicle. And then we're going to drive up there. So it's going to be a good time.
It's not a bad drive. It's only a 4-hour drive. So
No, it's not 4 hours to San Francisco. No,
let me see here. I'm about to pull this up right now.
it's like 3. I may
Traffic
be off.
pending.
Well,
Traffic pending. We've been there.
Well, of course, traffic pending. Maybe I'm a little bit of a crazy driver, which I am, but I'm hoping to bring range troopers up for that, actually.
When are they supposed to drop again?
17th. And so that gives me about 2 weeks to build, paint, and get them all ready. And they're gonna look awful. So
How you
Paint
like
is
playing
better
as
than
them?
gray plastic.
say again, Jose?
Paint is better than gray plastic. My
Yeah.
humble opinion.
Yeah. What was your
Yeah,
question?
you're right. It's about 3 hours. It's 2 hours and 55 minutes. Not that far.
Yeah, it's 3 hours. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
like 4 hours. You're taking the scenic
I
route.
think it'll be Las Vegas, not Las Vegas. I'm thinking of
You drive the speed limit?
JR's like under the speed limit, like grandma.
Granny. Oh, get out of the way. Jose, what do you think of this, man? What do you think of the world's announcement?
I don't know. I didn't get really into it in detail. I like Worlds. My liking of Worlds is just I like the streaming of it. Just chill at home and watch people duke it out. But I mean, it's open, so that's good. Are they so it's Worlds. The only difference is it's an open event and they're not paying for flights, right? So, but other than that's the same thing.
Yeah, it's pretty
Like
much
the
like
same event.
what
Pretty
LVO used to
much.
be.
There's yeah.
Well, because I
Yeah.
think, in my opinion, from every time I read the Discord about prior or after a Worlds event, it's always it seems like the funnest part of Worlds is the hanging out with the guys type deal. So I mean, if you guys get the same people that go and you guys continue that tradition of having fun, then I guess it doesn't really matter what the Worlds event looks like, in my
It's really
opinion.
it's really fascinating to think about. Is Worlds, Adepticon, and LVO swap places. Where now LVO's invitational, right? They still got their pre-tournament, and then Adepticon is open. Just you could just go.
And I think at the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter whether or not there's an invite or not on the line, or an invite to get into Worlds. Like, the same people are going to win it either way,
Yeah.
right? Like, the only
Yeah.
difference, like, if Luke Cook loses to some random dude that just showed up to have fun in round one, then we can start talking about, does there need to be an invitation? But that's not going to happen, right? Like, the same people are going to win no matter what. Or the same people are
Dice
going to do
happen
well.
all the time.
Well, good players don't need to worry about dice. They can just outplay the dice. If you're a great player, you don't have to roll dice. You can just outplay the opponent. So the dice are always in your favor. But, or the rolls and the averages, I should say, are in your favor. But I don't know, man. It'll be interesting. Like, to me, the thing that matters most is who shows up and who's going to actually go. Because it's an invitational, all the Europeans don't go, it's not really a Worlds. And that I think it comes down to that. If the Latin Americans, the few of whom actually made it out, decide, not worth it anymore, then I think that it kind of lost some of that luster. But if they show up, it doesn't matter. Like, it literally does not matter. They're there. It's a Worlds. So, whereas LVO is going to have an international group, perhaps. I mean, LJ really wants it from what he said last time. But if they don't show up, then LVO can't be a World just because the world is not there, right? The United States may have the Super Bowl and call themselves football world champions, but nobody else shows up. So is that really the case? So
for me, it's going to be the prize support. Which one's giving out the better surprise? That's what.
it's going to be Worlds by a mile because they can have official stuff, whereas LVO can only have proxies.
I wonder because, like in the past, AMG and FFG has supported LVO. I wonder if they'll continue to do that, right?
Oh, they're going to 100%. Oh, go.
Oh, good. No, go for it.
I was going to say they're going to support LVO 100%. It's just Worlds is going to have unique stuff again, right? Or Adepticon is going to have unique stuff again. That's
I don't know, because like this championship kit that they're giving out to the local stores and everything, I think that's going to be the norm. Aside from like one or two items that you can only get at like Adepticon.
For those that have not seen the kit, do you want to talk about what's in that kit real quick for
absolutely.
us?
I can tell you guys. So, they gave out a bunch of promos in this kit. There's going to be the Commander Vader,
which looks good, but it's not new art, right?
That's what I'm bummed about. It's the old school art that you get from the starter kit, like on top of the box art.
Okay.
Same thing with Grievous.
Didn't we get Grievous last year?
Yeah, we did. So
Nobody uses Grievous.
It's so frustrating.
Just keep going. Sorry, I'm like interjecting.
No, we can go off on these tangents and like talk about it. That's the whole point, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So like there's a bunch of Commander Vaders, a bunch of Grievuses. Then they got Commander Luke, which nobody played, but honestly, that's a cool promo to get, right?
Again, I think I've seen that promo before or something similar, right?
I don't think not that one.
Not that one.
Luke,
okay.
Yeah.
It's the same image as one of his command cards or something, though, isn't it?
Yeah. None of these are new art. None of them. Like,
okay. I was gonna say the only promo Luke has is for Commander Luke is the Airspeeder Luke, right?
Well, I don't think it's his card. I think it's his actual like model. That's the only promo. Maybe there's a promo OP Luke. I doubt it. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But as far as I know, as Commander Luke, this is the only promo. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Then we got Commander Obi-Wan, General Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That one looks cool, but again, not new art, but still cool.
Then we get a bunch of looks like the Rebels Mandalorians. Which
off the top of my head, I can't remember. I think that's right.
I have it right here. I think they're called the Mandalorian Commandos. I can't.
No, remember. they're the Resistance. The Mando Resistance or something.
Yeah, so that's the promo you get.
Okay.
And then there's it's fascinating. Geonosian promos, the core.
So those are actually at Worlds. Those exact promos, by the way.
Were they?
Yeah, they were. It was kind of interesting to me. It was interesting.
How much
They
were they
were
for?
they were the cheapest option, so I think there were 5 tickets each. So they're dirt cheap at Worlds too.
That's my only regret not going. I would have stacked up on these bad boys.
Nah, you would have stacked up on dice. The dice were way better.
Probably. Probably.
uh
Then we get range troopers.
yeah, so I need 3 of these, right? Like I need
Yeah.
3 of these promos. So
Yeah, if you're really going on, are you really going on the bandwagon of the range troopers?
I don't even know if it's gonna be a bandwagon. I just think they're
They're
really good and they're really
bro.
fun.
They're
Um,
stupid
Well,
good.
it's 6 blacks, 2 whites. They don't surge, right?
right.
You
They
see all
get an
the
extra
shit they
aim.
have? They have to have a negative.
Well, they don't surge up or down, and
They have to have a negative. They're indomitable.
So
range
okay,
I'm not
4.
arguing that they don't have a negative. I'm just saying I don't know if they're that good, right?
they're not going to single-handedly carry a game, but they are going to outperform for their points. And what they've been doing in the list that I've been making is they've just been one extra thing the enemy has to deal with, and they're kind of hard to kill. They're hard to snipe. They're hard to deal with. Like that armor one makes a pretty big difference, especially because you can also spur. So like you can spur into having light cover at the very minimum, which then turns into heavy cover effectively with armor. And if you have light cover plus the suppression, now you have heavy cover. It's just really nice. Indomitable is huge because there are plays you can make. Like I played a TTS game recently. We were playing Bombing Run, Long March. It was a wild game, but you know, it came down to the fact that he was trying to suppress my range troopers so I couldn't get a bomb in. And they have red saves for this. So
Yep.
they can just roll off all that suppression. They double move, drop the bomb, win the game. Like they're just really good.
I
So
now put on the lens of when I like compare these guys if they're good or not. Is are they effective if I'm behind the wall? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think it, but I don't think it really matters, right? Because what they're really good at is they can hold the line a lot better than any other unit that Empire has for their price. Right?
This
Like
is-
Death Troopers shoot, I'll put it this way, Death Troopers shoot less dice. Death Troopers are more, especially if Death Troopers have an aim, they're more consistent, but they're also 20 points more. And now you're talking about
Keeps
giving them an aim. And they have to recover, right? So they basically are in the same slot as a Death Trooper for 20 points cheaper. So until they make Death Troopers 20 points cheaper, they're just really good.
aside from the range 4 and the like reduced speed, this is what I wanted the B2s to be like on red saves because like that's what I think really makes
On
it
red saves, you want B2s to have red saves?
Yeah, I want B2s to have red saves. Hell yeah, I do. Like there's beefy guys. They're supposed to be
You are
like, hard to kill.
insane. That
You
would
think-
be.
you
so
think
is that-
2 HP behind red saves and armor 1.
Yeah, baby.
I mean,
That's
if
what
they
I'm
had
talking
one,
about.
I would like I would say they would need to have 1 HP each, right? And
No,
at that,
no.
no, yeah, you want them to be OP, right? But from a balance perspective, them having 2 HP and white saves is about the same survivability wise as the range troopers with 1 HP but red saves, right? Like literally, except the difference is I have to get more potential hits in to your B2s, right? So I don't know. I think
Well, I like you have the range, right? If we were to give B2s red saves, you have the range where the B2s don't have the range. Aside from the blast.
I'm
right?
sorry, red saves on B2s. Like you're not like there's already the low bar of well surge, give them, white serving
Oh,
saves.
bunch
So
of
you
surges,
you went
yeah.
straight into red saves, which they have reliable 1 potentially. So now they're surging red saves. No, just no. No.
Hey, don't shit on my dreams, okay? All right. You got
I
your
will.
dreams. I got my
I
dreams,
will.
okay? All right.
No,
Hey, when they give
disregard your
them,
dreams.
when they give them red saves,
Like red
I'm gonna
save
say I
B2.
told you so, right?
They're not
They're gonna
giving
go up
red-
in points at least for those red saves.
Yeah,
Oh
hopefully
man, they're
double
gonna
the
they're gonna go
points.
lower the B1s. That's the whole point, right?
This
They don't get the
guy.
daily change.
Geez, Legion 2.0 is gonna be wild.
Nah, honestly, the fix the B2s just lower their points. I think that's all they need. Then we got a bunch of Clone Commando promos.
Yep.
So
So those are all, by the way, the range troopers and the clone commanders, those are all
the newer ones.
participation trophies. So you just get them for showing up. So
Is there a Delta promo?
Yeah, well, I'll get to that.
he's getting
I'll
them
get to
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, these boys, I really think people should go for these ones because these guys, I think, are going to change the meta, in my opinion. Moving on, we got a bunch of shiny Tokusanu. what did I say? Ahsoka.
Yeah, well, Ahsoka
Yeah,
Tano.
Tano.
I don't even know where that came from. I'm
Yeah.
just looking at her art card. I'm just like, it's so pretty. She memorized me.
Well, okay, calm down there.
Can't help it.
But no, those look really good.
Yeah,
Like
they do. They do.
they look really good.
That's for
Like
your
this
this
the
for your top
foil.
8.
And this is kind of only the second year they've done these foils, right? Because like the Boba was the first foil they've done, right? And then they did some foils at Worlds. Now they have these new foils. I
Well,
like
I
it.
mean, no, I mean, because they did a bunch of foils for Cat Bane.
Okay, so I
And
didn't play last year, so
yeah,
there's a
Oh,
foil for Iden.
you're talking about the
yeah,
blue one, right?
yeah. I
So
have that one.
there's Iden, there's Bosk, and there's a Cad Bane.
Yeah,
Where it's like blue and black stripe bright foil.
What?
Yeah, and then they did
Yeah.
it for Jin.
Well, I'm just
was
completely
was
off
your
then.
was your last LVO in your first year?
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rob.
Yeah.
I thought you went with the year before when I went to Shadow Clinic.
No.
Yeah, that year I was really good on prize support because I got a bunch of like hollow cards and stuff like that for stuff I didn't even play. Yeah, I guess I should mention that these cards that you get if you get the championship, Vader, Grievous, Luke, and Obi-Wan are all the top 16.
Right.
Yeah, and then the Clone Commandos or the Resistant Mandalorians, the Geonosian, Clone Commandos, and Range Trooper are participation. Ahsoka Tano is top 8. And then for the top 2, Jose, you get Delta Squad. And they're shiny.
Nice.
And they're nice.
Yeah.
They look good. Yeah.
Yeah.
They look dope. You also get token bags.
Anakin Pikes are coming out, I guess.
You get some token bags, and there's a bunch of stickers. I don't know why you need the stickers though. I guess to decorate your terrain.
It's for fun. It's for
you don't
fun.
collect stickers?
Don't think about it. It's
They
for
come
fun.
with like the symbols of each faction, other than Shadow Collective.
That's dope.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I guess you could like dope up your terrain if you wanted to, right?
Oh, they're like small
Yeah.
stickers. They're not like stick them on our dice tray stickers.
I mean, you can.
Okay, then they're going on my tablet. My tablet's
Yeah, they're just
stickers
they're
on them.
they're stickers. They're just fun,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I'm
And
down.
then the
I'd be
most
happy just winning
important
that.
thing out of all of this is what
Nice
I want.
bag.
No, I want the congratulations. You are the 2024 Legion Store Champion in the Ahsoka Tano. I want to put that right next to my World's Invite. That'd be sick.
Nice. Yeah, the World's Invite from last year is super awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Love that thing.
Yep, same here. So honestly, the store kit, that's what all of it comes in. It looks pretty sweet. I dig it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. Just some cool stuff. I want the dice bag, so that's what I want.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks
What's
cool.
the dice bag look like?
It's
just
Ahsoka Tano's color. It's a white bag with orange color for all of the faction symbols or the unit symbols.
unit symbols, yeah.
Sounds
Commander, operative, core, stuff like that. All on it.
Yeah, it looks decently looks decently high quality, right? It has a cool icon on the side, like sold, right?
Do you think one day they'll do like a token, like a legit like token set for like first place in one of these kits?
Oh,
That
I'm
would
sure
be
they
nice.
will. I'm sure
That'd be
they will.
dope.
Because last year in Boba's kit, wasn't there dice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this
but
year
that's
we're not
different
getting dice.
than a stack of tokens.
Mhm. Yeah, hopefully that would be cool. That'd be awesome. All right, boys.
All right.
Any more words on that? If not,
On that or on Worlds, I think we're good. Like it's good. It's back. Hopefully, some of us decide to go out there this year. So
yeah.
that'd be cool. It's super pricey is the problem. Like without the free ticket and stuff, it's pricey. So
Absolutely. All right, boys. Moving on to the rules because AMG decided to update the rules on us, and it looks like a lot of fixes.
Clarifications.
Yeah, the first fix is suffering wounds and defeating miniatures. So they now fix the problem where if you're in some circumstance where you're doing a melee attack and you can't see a cohesion unit behind a line of sight blocker, they wouldn't die, which is dumb. And they changed it to that only applies to range attacks, which I like.
yeah, that's just how it should have been. So I don't think anybody's gonna argue against that.
You know what's funny? It's one of those situations where it's just like the rules just haven't caught up to that because they probably didn't think like, oh, there's no hole in here, and then they saw the hole. People saw the hole and just like, okay, guys, really? That's not all
Yeah, I
right.
mean,
That's what players do.
it's an errata. Like this is like the best example of an errata we've seen, right? Like the force choke change was not an errata. They put it as an errata, but that was not an errata. That was a balance patch. This
Yeah,
is a real errata. Like
yeah,
this was not supposed to work this way, but somehow it did. Whoops. Like
yeah. And in my opinion, this next one is the most important change, and the good change is the unique and the limited dots on cards. You are now able to use Delta Squad with two other
I mean, like I said 2 weeks ago, this was very clear they're going to do something. So to
Yeah.
me, it's just them catching up with what they needed to do, right? Um, but yeah, that's a good change, right? Like it beats having to ask the rules for them in a week or 2 weeks. Like, can you have this? And it's like, nope, it's very clear that you can. We fix the
No,
rules.
the rules forum went on a little tirade about the dot and other things now. I'll get to that with the rules questions.
Oh
Oh,
no.
okay. Hey, I'm excited for that. I don't know that answer.
Okay. Yeah, I have no idea. I just didn't even pay
Um,
attention to the rules for him this week.
we'll go to advanced targeting. They changed it. They added in during the form attack pull step.
So when I was playing with the range troopers on TTS and in person with proxies, I never realized it doesn't actually say when you get the aim token.
Oh,
It didn't used to actually say when you got the aim token. So I just was just giving it to myself immediately, which is when you're supposed to based off this, right?
mhm.
It's when you form what was the exact wording?
It said form during the form attack pull
Attack
step.
pool.
So were you giving it to you when you declared an attack against them, or you're just like,
Yeah,
hey,
I was doing it way. But we didn't know, right?
yeah, yeah.
So that I was doing it like I was doing, okay, I'm gonna attack this guy, so let me give myself the aim. But during the form attack
That's
dice roll
grabbing the
step,
minute you grab your dice, just grab your aim.
right? But that's what I was doing. Oh well, yeah, you're doing it later then, technically.
Yeah.
Yeah, one. I mean,
It's dumb.
I
what
don't
is
think it's dumb.
the?
It's just clarifying, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think like what shenanigans could you have done if it was at any other moment though? Like,
Does any of the clone units have it? Because that could be a thing.
no,
Like, because here's the thing, like say you have a clone unit or you have token
but it
sharing. If
but
I
it
could
wouldn't
just pop an
matter.
aim on them. Well, no, if I pop an aim on like my commandos that have it, then my guys would have access to it. Versus when you're gonna attack, all
Well,
my
no,
clones would have probably already went. So it does
in
matter.
in both cases, like in the unclarified and the clarified case, right? It was happening after, like, when that unit declared the attack, right? It was
Yeah.
after the attack had been declared. So, like, in no point was there like a clone unit getting a potential extra, like even like clones don't
Oh
have
no,
this,
I thought you said you were just
but
putting it on them like from the get go. I
well, I
misunderstood.
was right. Well, I was, but after the attack had been declared and who I was attacking
Yeah, okay,
against,
my bad.
right?
I understood it as like here's my range troopers, boom, there's the aim, and then you carry on
No,
with
no,
your
no, no, no,
units.
no. You
That's
have
what
to
I thought that
actually,
was.
yeah, even before you had to say you're declaring
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
going
no,
to
you're
attack
good.
against
That's
something.
on me.
Honestly, I think it just clarifies when you get the attack. I don't think there
Yeah,
was any shenanigans. I think they're just like, hey, in the steps of order of operation, this is when you would get the aim. Period.
right, which is fine.
Yeah. Um. Then, which I like this change and I hate this change at the same time because I'm not going to be playing Clone Commandos, but I think this is amazing. You actually get to complete. You actually get to put the complete the mission token when they deploy
So
during the
what?
deploy step.
Yeah. So what was it just another one of those things where it was just unclear before?
I think in my assumption, this might have been my assumption, but I vaguely remember that I thought like if you had Clone Commandos
You put
during
them out.
this, yeah, during the setup, you would then put the tokens like you put
Ooh,
Cab
like
Bane.
a Vader card.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Which is this is big because this is like I get to see your whole army go, and then I'll put my Clone Commandos, and then
Dumb.
yeah, I
Or
love
even
it.
on an
Way
infiltrate, man.
OP.
I love it and hate it at the same time.
OP. That is
Uh,
way too good.
yeah, I might
Basically, it's basically saying they're gonna look. They should get their keywords, mind you, but it's basically saying they're gonna get their keywords all the time. Especially if you're running three of them. It's like, all right, I'm infiltrating here. Plop right on top of me. All right, your army isn't all right there. Boom, right there. Like it's just so good.
what I would do is I would first infiltrate the first unit, put the token to give me surge to defend. Wait till you put your whole army, then put the other 2 tokens and deploy them.
What's the point of putting that first one down before you do? Like to me, this is how you play clone commanders. Is even if you have like another important piece, like say an Anakin, I would still place my Anakin before the clone troopers or the clone commanders because I want those dead last.
So the reason why you would want to do one at least first, if you plan on infiltrating, because if they have something to infiltrate or they have something to scout, it shortens your infiltrating bubble down. And,
right.
like, if you wanted to like get into the middle right away, you want to secure a spot. That's why you would go right off the bat with one of these guys.
Yeah, that makes sense. Can you not place the tokens on an enemy unit? I thought you just couldn't place it in a deployment.
You can't put it in a deployment zone. I mean, you can put it on an enemy unit, but I'm saying it's the infiltrating keyword.
Right. You're saying you want to infiltrate to have them infiltrated, which I can see.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know if you want them in range 2 of an enemy, though. Like you just want them at range 4 recovering every round, as far as I know. Like,
it's going to be very situational depending on the map. Because like if there's a nice LOS blocker and you need to infiltrate there first, because this is what I would do with Maul all the time. It's like I know where their deployment is, so it's like, oh, this is a nice LOS. I'll infiltrate there, and if I don't, and they put in something in deployment, then I can't infiltrate there no more. You know what I mean? Because the range bubble.
Okay, that's fair.
That's what I would do. But anyways, yeah. So this is a nice change. I kind of agree with you, Rob. It might be OP, but at the same time, I love it because it might be OP.
Well, it's again, I don't think it's OP. I just think it's really, really good, and it makes that keyword kind of the crux of their whole
like on top of their kit, like that's strong already. That's insane.
Yeah. Which I think when we were discussing their kit before, we were kind of assuming they would have these extra keywords, right? That they would have the surge defend, that they would have the critical 2. But I mean, now it's just even more like you will have this, period, on every attack, on every defense roll. So yeah. Like you have to try to not have it, basically. Go out of your way to misplace your guys.
It's definitely going to be a high skill, in my opinion, placing these tokens down.
I think because you can place them so late now, like it. Oh, to me, that's a lot. Like if we're doing it like we're saying that before, when it was nebulous, that you would place it down before you saw the enemy army. That's way higher skill cap than doing it at the end.
I agree with you.
Right? Like I think the skill cap just dropped a lot because of that.
This is so good against Cad Bane. Cad Bane has to put his tokens down first. Like, all right, I'm putting one here, putting one here. Let's see where Cad Bane's gonna pop out
of. Oh yeah, Plus, you can infiltrate right on top of Cad Bane.
Oh yeah,
and he can only pierce. He can only kill one of you.
Yeah.
So
that's good. Good change. Maybe a little bit strong, but we'll find out. Moving on, they changed the counterpart wound token assigning. When a wound token would be assigned to a non-counterpart miniature in a combined unit, that unit's controller or player may assign that wound token to an undefeated counterpart miniature in that unit instead. The wound token must be assigned to a counterpart miniature if it would cause the last non-counterpart miniature in the units to be defeated. I think this is for Omega, right?
I mean, it has to be, right? Because the current counterpart, I only know of Aiden's counterpart. Is there another counterpart?
Grogu.
C-3PO.
And Grogu.
And Grogu. Okay.
And Grogu.
So C-3PO can take extra wounds, but that doesn't matter because it's only 2. I think it's because there's multiple people in the unit that they had to do this, right? Because whereas before it's like you had the main unit and the counterpart, now it's like you have a whole squad and the counterpart. So what you can do is if you have Bad Batch and Rebels, then you can take 1 wound on a Bad Batch and 1 wound on Omega, and then that 3rd wound is what finally kills a Bad Batch.
Does it work like that? Because I remember whatever a unit took the wound, that unit had to take the next
right.
wound.
So read it out loud again, JR.
When a wound token would be assigned to a non-counterpart miniature in a combined unit, that unit's controller or player may assign that wound token to an undefeated counterpart miniature in that unit instead.
So just stop right there. So did you hear that? When that happens is when it would be assigned to another miniature. So I have to assign this to Echo, but because I have Omega, I get to then, after I have to assign this to Echo, say, no, I'm going to put this on Omega instead. And now Omega has 1 wound. I thought from her I thought from her preview she only had 1 health though. Did she still have 2 health?
So correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the rules is that if you have miniatures that are in a unit that have more than 1 health, you have to assign maximum wounds to that unit
Yeah, that's what I was
first
saying.
before you can assign it to anything else. Well,
Yeah.
now that Bad Batch is going to have Omega in it, which is considered a counterpart, right?
Right.
I think this clears up the like, I'm going to assign all these wounds to Echo, and then you would have to kill all of Bad Batch first before Omega. But this fixes it to where you can kill Omega before you kill Echo.
Well, no, the normal wound allocation rules would still be in place even with the counterpart, would they not?
No,
Well,
there's special rules for two wound miniatures. There's special rules for that.
I need
When
to
you
open up
wound,
this rules change.
so
because I used to do this with fives because I thought it was smart to be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna put the wound on 5 so I don't lose anything, and then the rule is every wound I take after that I have to kill 5s, and then he replaces another mini because it's always getting assigned to that wounded unit.
Right.
the thing is with counterpart is you can give the wound to, let's say, Grogu before you give it to Mando.
But you'll kill Grogu.
But or you can just give it all to Mando and then not give it to Grogu. But Grogu has to take the hit before Mando would die. So in this situation, the saying you can give a wound to Echo, and then you can give another wound to Omega. Where before the rule would be if you give a wound to Echo, you have to give another one to Echo for him to die.
Correct.
Yeah. So this is just fixing it like, hey, you don't have to kill Echo, you kill Omega first. Is that clarify?
Omega's so good in objectives, though.
I think.
I don't think you
Again,
wanna kill him.
I don't remember if she has 2 health or not. Which I assume she does, because otherwise this rule change doesn't matter and doesn't make sense, right?
Let's see. Is she on the Legion?
I doubt it, and I don't have the screenshot anywhere. Easily
I'll
found.
tell you right now.
Yeah, it's not on here.
Boop.
Oh wait, I'm on the wrong
Republic. Boom. Bad Batch.
No, they don't even have it. They don't have it.
They don't have them. No, it's just Echo and 5s.
Okay, so let's assume she has 2 health, right? So you take 2 wounds in the Bad Batch, right? You have 2 wounds. You can give the first to Echo, the second to Omega. The third wound comes in. You can give it. It now has to go to Echo. You can still kill Omega if you want, but you can't give that third wound to, say, Hunter, right? It still has to go to one of those 2 choices.
Yeah.
And then the fourth wound, then you can start choosing a different Bad Batch person to die.
Right.
Okay. We're all on the same page. Cool.
Yeah.
This has been reading comprehension with the Legion lads.
Omega has one. Omega has 1 wound.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't understand the rules change then.
I think it's what it just means is like
you can kill Omega first if you want, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Or
if you don't, if there's no repairing to do, you can decide to kill her. So
before you kill a Bad Batch member,
that's brutal. Yeah. The child must die.
The child dies first. Because I mean that's all she's useful for, right? Is like weird objective shenanigans.
I mean, we'll see. Makes sense.
Let's see.
The next change is I'm a part of the squad. A unit with the I'm a part of the squad 2 keyword may use the claim and sabotage repair action when a counterpart miniature is in base contact with an objective token, as if the counterpart miniature was a unit leader. Any claim objective tokens are still placed in base contact with the unit leader. This is just them adding the keyword that was on Omega. That's pretty much it. There's no change here.
Okay, cool. Which is a great keyword, by the way. Yeah. It means that they're going to want to have some sort of a bid so that they can get the objectives where it's actually useful. But yeah, I
mean, it's good shenanigans because you can technically
but if you're playing key positions, who cares?
You
so you need to play recover. What is it? Recover, sabotage,
hostage.
Hostage. Hostage is spicy.
Bombing run because you can technically pick up a bomb. If you drop a bomb with your range troopers and I'm just out of range with Hunter then like a cohesion
Right.
Omega to
Is
grab
that a
it.
claim action?
That is a claim action.
Yeah, it's a claim action.
Okay. She can't drop it though, so I don't know how that works.
And no, so when you
I
claim an
think she
objective
can
with Omega,
work.
it gets passed to the leader, so the
Yeah.
leader has it now.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild.
I don't think
Okay.
you would want to kill her. I think if you're bringing Omega, you're aiming. If you're bringing Omega and you're bringing Bad Batch and you're playing Commandos, you're aiming to do those quirky little
right.
things.
Which is why I said you bring the objectives that have this stuff.
Which is interesting because like you definitely could probably pull some shenanigans because if there's most people like to put their VAPs behind an LOS blocker, and you could put Bad Batch behind LOS, but swing Omega
Swing
out
Omega.
Yeah.
to touch it, and then just tap. And since she's a counterpart, you can't target Bad Batch because you can't see Bad Batch. So
Does she come with the small keyword? No.
is it the small keyword? That
Yeah, it's the small keyword actually.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah, because I'll say like that's.
but it's still
ID10
it's still
small,
max.
small.
It's still max 1 wound though, so
yeah,
you're still in a decent spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially with a 10-point unit like that.
Oh yeah.
Or 8, I guess 9 with Omega. We'll see what they end up being. We don't know yet. We're speculating. All right, what else we got?
The next one is the independent. I don't think this is a change. The unit may gain X of the listed tokens or perform the listed action as a free action. I think this is just still the same as the last time they changed it.
Right.
Could be wrong.
Which the only person who has something weird right now is the independent recover, which would be a recover action, which would be a free action, which means it can proc standbys. Fun.
Yes. Yes, it can.
When does that independent go out actually?
It's at the start of the activation phase, so I don't think it can proc standby because nobody should have a standby at that point.
Oh, you sweet summer child. Trenic exists.
Yeah, I mean, you got Boba Fett that gets standby. So how does that work, right? He gets this who
activation starts. It would be whoever is the whoever's the lower pip does their tokens first.
So
if Boba has the 1 pip but doesn't have an order, has a standby, and then you play a 2 pip with your clone commandos, you don't have to recover because it's a may, not a must. Keep in mind.
That's good to note that if who's got this is clone commandos, right?
Delta Squad in particular.
So if Boba is in range of Delta Squad and they recover and he took the standby first, he could technically proc this and shoot him.
Correct.
That'd be awesome.
Because it's an action.
Mm-hmm.
Fun. Will it ever come up?
Sometimes.
Maybe. I would imagine you would just not recover at that point. But
it's one of those I got you moments, right? If you're not really
like if you're a new player and you find yourself in this situation, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I've done those before.
I'm sure you have.
So
all right, what do we got next
that's all the rules we got for today.
Nothing crazy, nothing. I mean, it was nice to get a clarification on some of this stuff. But nothing crazy.
It got my hopes up because I was just like excited to see rule changes, and I was like, "Oh, we're gonna get points!" Like, all right.
We're still on when did they last do it? It was March last year. We've got 8 months to go or so. 16 to 24 months before the next balance patch, dude.
Yeah, yep.
Ugh.
But other than that, I was gonna tell you, totally forgot to mention this. Game Fest, their Veterans Fest.
Oh, we were gonna do that at the start.
Yeah, I totally forgot. So I just remembered right now. I was like, wait a minute.
Terrible individuals.
It's Veterans.
Should we just do it at the end at this point?
Well, we were mentioning it. Talking about that. Yeah.
Run it.
Veterans Fest. Right?
Veterans.
Fest. What am I saying? Veterans or Veterans?
Clovis, California Vet Fest. Just call it Vet Fest.
Vet Fest. It's going to be a LVO qualifier for somebody to get an invitation. Yeah. And
full invitation.
So
JR said he's judging too. He's not going to be playing.
No. I need to get my invitation. I'm not going to miss it.
He needs to beat the peasants to get his invite.
Yeah, why don't you go travel and get your invite? Come on.
Get ready, boys. I'm bringing EXD. Here I come.
Oh, I wouldn't put it past you, you jerk.
Yeah. I mean, he is, right?
We'll see. We'll see. I wanted to talk about a list that I'm like super excited about. I don't know if it's good, but it's hella fun to play. And this is the list that I played against Jose.
Okay, where were we? But first, what are the dates before we move on? We'll do
Oh,
this at the end as well. The dates are July 15th and 16th, question mark?
No, it's Saturday, July 13th and Sunday, July 14th. That's
13th
the
and 14th. That was 2 days off.
the July boys. So everyone get ready, get your practice on.
I want to see Bakersfield boys. I
Mhm.
want to see some people we've never met before. I'm going to be posting this in all the I've joined now like 3 California Discords. I'm going to be spamming this in all of them saying, hey, we are centrally located. Come play against the people that you don't ever get to play against. I'm hoping some people show up.
Modesto boys. We need to get Scott over
Yeah,
here.
I mean, he'll definitely be down, I'm sure. I need to get like the Sacramento Discord. I have LA, San Diego, and San Francisco. I'm just missing Sacramento, and then I'll have like all the big metropoles in the state. I'm like collecting them like Pokemon.
Rob just in there, just like, okay, who's playing what, who's doing what. So yeah.
But yeah.
Whenever here last year, it was really good. So that's I'm definitely gonna be there this year for sure.
So we gonna talk battle reps? I heard you two played.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
I'll say my list and then you say your list, Jose. I actually upgraded my list after our game because I was like, oh, I can make this so much better.
Oh, do you hear that, Jose? He beat you with a list he doesn't even think is good.
My dice beat me. He didn't do anything.
Okay. Calm down. All right, let's hear the list.
The list I played was Commander Vader with burst of speed, force push.
Should have been on Vader, but okay.
I agree, and that's one of the changes I made.
No choke.
No choke. No choke.
No third force. No third. Wait. No third force slot at all.
No.
Okay. First off, choke is not bad. It's overpriced.
Yes.
It still does. It's not as good as it was.
No.
Okay, just keep telling your list. Keep talking about your list.
Okay.
Just keep going.
All right. I would die on that hill. But anyway.
Okay. That's fine.
Fifth brother with Inquisitor training and force push. Seventh sister with Inquisitor training and force push. So I got 3 force pushes in here. It's amazing. 3 stormtroopers.
This is not good.
Which H12s. And then 2 dewbacks with tenacity and comp jammers. 8 activation and 797.
Dewbacks.
Rob, you are underestimating the dewbacks.
Okay. So 3 HH12s, I like it. There's been a lot of impact or armor in this meta for some reason. So
which this is where I'm afraid the list is gonna suffer with is armor. Specifically full armor.
Well, 3 HH12s it won't.
Yes and no. That's only impact 6, right? And then they gotta recover the damn thing. Oh yeah, you're right.
They're impact 3.
Impact 3. Ooh, I'm over here thinking droids.
No, impact 3.
I take back what I just said. Impact 9 is really good.
Look, you should still, to be clear, you should still be very afraid of armor with that list, right? It's still only impact 9, and it's impact 9 where if like the tank has cover, then all of a sudden it's down to impact 1.
The way I played the list, I feel like it should be fine because all the force users have an impact, and I'm very confident that I can get in, despite LOSs, right?
Yeah.
I know we'll explain it when we do the battle rep. Jose, you want to say what you played?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now because the 5th Trooper Legion HQ gave me a server error saying that they can't grab any of my info because it exceeded the request for like the data.
I have the same issue. I think they're having problems right now.
Yeah, can we just go on like a 5-minute question of what's been going on with 5th Trooper lately?
What do you mean?
You mean Legion HQ?
No, 5th Trooper. Like not their content, but their websites, right? Game Uplink has been kind of like it hasn't been updated a lot lately, and it shows. And like it was questionable at Worlds. They literally had to hack into it to make it work. Legion HQ is not getting updated nearly as fast as Tabletop Admiral, and by not as fast, I mean they still. Let me see if they finally added the range trooper heavies. Okay, they have, so that's great. But like we're talking like a month later, they'll add stuff, right? I mean, Game Uplink didn't even have EXD until Worlds. Like it just seems like whatever their website person is just isn't doing the website stuff anymore. I don't know. Did I give you enough time, Jose? Are you good?
Yeah, I was just trying to be like, oh, watch the step there, man.
To be honest, honestly, it might be a situation of because I have a feeling these are just like guys who love the game, and a
Yeah,
lot of the stuff that they're doing for the website and everything is on their own time. And life happens. Like
yeah.
I don't see this be a full-time paid gig.
No,
Like,
no.
yeah. So there might have been some life events that might have slowed them down.
Yeah, it was just one of those things where it's kind of I've been wondering. It's like I've been like tempted to actually just swap over to Tabletop Admiral full time because of it. So, which I really like the UI of Legion HQ way better.
Way
so I would not
better.
want to do that. So
way better.
Yeah, I agree.
So somebody lied to me and told me this was a fun event, and then
nobody said this was fun.
I get smashed with 2 back-to-back Inquisitors.
You have only yourself to
matches.
blame. Did you say you wanted to be in the Bart League? Yes or no?
No, I was put there. I was told I was going to be there.
Oh, okay. Then this is all on Rob then.
I was told
no.
There.
Time out. No, nobody can be.
You
on
said
this
you weren't
podcast
gonna
every single week and then say
said,
I'm not good at the game. I want to be in the easy league.
No,
I'm sorry. Calm down.
I'm not saying. Look, all I'm saying is I'm putting on my tinfoil hat. I think it's weird that the organizer put me against the 2 guys I've never beaten in my career as the first 2 matchups. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Hey, despite like the 2 leagues, like I'm really actually enjoying the 2 leagues.
Because, yeah, it's fun.
Like a lot of the newer guys are playing at my house, and
nice.
they're actually having a lot of fun. And it's just like,
yeah,
it's refreshing to see that they're learning because I'm helping them learn the game and they're having fun playing at the level.
JR is gonna turn into
JR's
Luke from the sequels and murder everybody.
No, it's just JR's like it's just so refreshing to see people actually have fun playing this game.
well, because you don't know how many times I play a game with somebody that they just joined the tournament and I don't know they're new to the game, and then I do all these crazy things and they just feel so demoralized they don't ever want to come back to this game, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, man.
You're not sorry.
Well, you joined the tournament. I don't know what to tell you. Like, what does that mean?
But yeah.
No,
real quick, going back to the conspiracy theory, I rigged one single round for this entire tournament, and that is round 8. And in round 8, I said, I'm playing JR, and Jose is playing Toby. That is the only round I rigged.
If Toby shows up.
And we are going to play those games at the exact same time, at the exact same place, and it is going to be cacophonous because JR and I are going to be yelling at each other. Jose and Toby are going to be yelling at each other, and everyone else that's around. And at this point, I want to make it a party, and everyone else that's around is going to be laughing and having fun at our expense. And so that's what I'm looking forward to.
I'm down with that. That would be a lot of fun.
Like I think people think I hate you, JR, because of how much we get, we get at each other when we play, but it's competitive.
It is.
You make me more competitive than
and you have to. And it's just like, even so, if we do have everybody there, you can actually play politics and have everybody like, nah, you're wrong, JR, and then get away with some stuff.
Yeah, no. You just told me you rigged the last round. That does not make me believe confidently you did rig the first 2.
Look, all I'm saying, Jose, is that means that you now have 6 rounds of people you've beaten before, all in a row.
I feel like everybody got the fun memo except for, or I'm the only got the fun memo. Because I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna play everything I don't play, and because I could have brought Anakin, Pikes, and then just had my own little LVO showdown. But I was like, I'm gonna play something new every week. So me not wanting to think really hard, like in proving JR's point, I just wanted to point and shoot things. That's it. That's all I want to do. The table, JR can complain all he wants about the table, and I will agree with every complaint he has, because literally I put up the table and I just start flinging terrain on the table.
Bro,
then I realized that I didn't make room for the sidebars, so I just squeezed everything together and then kind of went through and blew it back up. Like there was no thought to this table at all. I was just like, I just want to shoot things and throw dice.
Hey, to be fair, every list I bring is fun list. Like this is my first time playing Fifth Brother and Seventh Sister. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's like a hyper competitive list either. So, and you guys can talk about that after battle rep. But
so
what did you play, Jose?
Yeah, so my fun list, I called it Imperial Traders. It was Agent Callus with his bow staff. It was Iden Versio with offensive push, situation awareness, and Rob, I gotta eat my words. How many times have I preached to you all the time You don't bring Iden sniper rifle. I brought Iden sniper rifle.
She
I
has
concur.
loadout. You
Yes,
realize
yes, I know, and I still decided to go with the sniper rifle
against 3 Force users that are going to be in your
against
face that are immune
against
pierce that are the only things you care about
uh.
killing,
Well, no, the way
and the dewbacks.
the way that I played the game out was perfect. The dice said no, and I will get into that because JR
No,
even thought
dude.
that. No. Hold on. JR got caught slipping on the deployment, and he had a no shit moment, and his whole plan would have changed had my dice just said, "Hey,
It was pretty
we'll block for
bad,
you today.
to be honest. Like,
We'll block for
All
you
right,
today."
we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
finish
We'll get to
the
No,
it.
list.
wait to hear my setup. Wait to hear my setup.
Finish the
So
list. No. Finish the list. I want to hear.
ID10, and then with
That
emergency
was a mistake.
transponder.
So
No,
you put about 30 points on Iden more than I would. By
yes,
the way.
and I had two of JR's boxes that he couldn't grab. Once again, let me
All
the
right, all
battle
right.
rep will explain how it went.
Okay.
Okay, two short troopers with the 221, two mortar troopers, Inferno squad with Dell, Gideon, long range comlink, and targeting scopes, and then Imperial special forces, two of those with the critical gun, the T21, offensive push, long range comlink, and targeting scopes. And it was
Why did they
so
all?
good.
Okay, there's some weird decisions there, but we can talk about that later.
No.
Let's hear it.
And JR will tell you the decisions would have worked had one unit in particular not ate shit.
All right, so all right, let's hear the. All right, let's talk about turn 0. So who had the bid?
I did. It was
All
my
right, so
bad.
you looked at the table. What was your thought process behind? First off, did you choose red or blue, and then why did you decide red?
I chose blue because I wanted to play my battle deck because you need to play your battle deck with this list because you need your objectives, conditions, and deployments because I need to get to you. And it's not good if I'm playing your opponent.
So then is a 3-point bid enough if you need to have your deployments?
I think it could go lower, but like I said, I don't think this is a super competitive list. I think it's a lot of fun to play. I think it has some legs and it could be tweaked a lot, but in fact, after we talk about this battle rep, I want to talk about the improvements I made to it.
Okay. What was your bid, Jose? 0?
No. 799.
Oh, okay. 1 point.
Yeah, so in a world where a lot of the lists are going 800, I don't think I do think 3 points is enough if you really want to win the bid. Realistically, I mean, we had competitive players like Kyle Dornbus talking about I squeezed a grenade on a guy just to make 800. I didn't even use the grenade. So in a world where everybody's shooting for 800, because to be honest, the blue player is okay, but I honestly lean towards the edge of if you want to take your deck, cool. I'd rather have the table side. Like that's gonna help me out.
The only thing the bid gets you, or not having a bid gets you, is winning a draw. Right? JR gets to decide if he wants table side or not.
Yeah, but most of the time they take their deck.
Correct. Usually
and that's really dependent on your list, because if it's a heavy skewed list, then you want it to play on your battle deck because of all the objectives of what you're running, in my opinion.
Well, in my opinion, every blue player I've ever played against has always taken their deck. And it's partially because of the way I structure my deck.
You put the poison pills.
I bring things in there that if you give me my deck, I pretty much get 4 skips depending on how everything lands out. Nobody wants to play payload. Nobody wants to play disarray. And to me, when those pop up in the first 2 slots, I'm like, cool. I know they're gonna skip that. Reverse happened today because JR fucked me totally on the draw.
All right. So what's the flop? Do you guys remember the flop at all?
So the flop was.
Should have took a picture.
We should have took a picture. I think I definitely know the conditions. It was clear conditions, fortified position, limited viz, and the supply.
Okay.
And then we had hostage exchange, recover the supplies, and then I forget the other 2. I know I had payload and then some other one that was intercept transmission.
Okay.
Deployment was hemmed in, advanced position, and then danger close, and then whichever one I forget that was really good for me. So I banned hemmed in. No, I banned hostage exchange because I wanted to do recover.
What the heck? You banned hostage exchange with Darth Vader?
Well, no, it made sense though because he banned hostage exchange because I was like, I'm so happy he banned it because I was gonna be a jerk. I was like, Rob, this is how you run away with the emplacement trooper with the hostage. And then I thought about it, I'm like, I'm so glad he banned that. And then it put me in a position because I had to ban Hemmed In because I did not want Vader in
Yeah.
my face.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Rob makes a point. I think I banned a deployment zone, because I wanted hemmed in. Because when I was looking at the map, I was like, if I get hemmed in with hostage exchange, I'm that much closer to that. And then if you got rid of hostage exchange, it would have been to recover. I can't remember
Yeah.
which one I banned. It must have been major offensive.
Which makes sense. That makes way more sense than you
Yeah,
banning
Well,
hostage.
that would make me
his two flips poison pilled me the on my turn because my only choices were giving him limited viz, hell no,
Yeah.
or Hemmed In.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And
Well, because
so we ended
Yeah.
up on clear, recover, and advanced.
no, so what happened was that I banned major offensive. You didn't want to
Okay.
give me hemmed in with hostage.
So you ban, okay,
So he bans hemmed in and then
into advanced.
and then I banned. I'm sorry, I think recover was first and then it was hostage.
That would make
I was,
sense.
yeah, because then you banned. I
No,
next
we
ban for
played
me.
recover though.
I know because next ban I banned.
Yeah.
Um, fuck, I can't remember.
You banned something, then Jose banned something, and then now we ended up
I
with
banned clear. No, yeah, I banned clear condition, and you were gonna ban fortified position to give me live is. So then you passed.
No,
oh,
it was clear.
Oh no,
I put the deck in
it,
the
look at the map. You'll see the barricades that we put my barricades down. We put fortified because on
Oh
my
yeah, you're right,
on
you're
my
right, you're
side
right.
of the map there was not a lot of heavy cover,
got it.
so
Yeah, you're
I
right.
needed some heavy cover on my side.
All right, so
Note to self, take pictures of the damn cards next time.
yeah, so you have
Yeah.
AP, so you did AP, barricades, and recover. Nice.
Yep.
All right, so let's talk deployments. What happened?
So I can talk about my deployment. Yeah, this is where I kind of got off guard a little bit because I saw that he had to infiltrate. So first I put one storm above my two boxes. Two boxes are in the corner by the advanced position side, and I
Okay.
scouted up, and I was like, all right, this is gonna be my objective grabbers.
Mm-hmm.
Then I put all my storms, and scouted up a little bit close to the middle box, and then Vader scouted up, Pit Trooper, Seven Sisters scouted up more towards his side of the two boxes, and the
Yeah.
dewback scouted up that way as well.
And so for those of us that did not see the table, what sort of LOS blocking and cover was around the middle box? Was there any?
Yeah, so there was
a pyramid.
There's a pyramid in the middle with the middle box was on top of. So it's perfect for me because if I can get behind that pyramid,
a height 2 pyramid.
No, height 1.
Oh, I hate that still. Like,
yeah. I think it's perfect. I think it's one of those things where it's just like it's not that nuisance in my opinion because you can get up to it, you can grab it,
you hide behind it.
Yeah, and that's what I think is important. Is like I still think you did a good job, Jose, about putting a lot of line of sight blocking there. There's definitely like the TIE fighter wing, there was the logs and stuff like that. There was in a way where it wasn't obnoxious to where it's like you couldn't get any shots off. It was like, okay, this angle I can shoot, but this angle I'm blocked, right? So I think you did a good job there. And sometimes I think it's okay to have something in the middle, not necessarily every table, but sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so what I ended up doing is kind of how what Jared explained with the commandos. So my first deployment was infiltrating a regular ISF onto my box on the top right side on my back end. So I can basically put a threat that like they're gonna grab, put it in his head that, oh, he's probably gonna grab the box and then take off. So then what I ended up doing to counteract his troopers on the opposite side was I did my two shores and then threw the mortars out because I saw that where he had the dewbacks, I was like, I could just pummel them with the mortars, and at worst case scenario, they get suppressed, and that helps me out on that end. So he's still stacking. I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm like pre-measuring, and I'm looking at that guy on the left. I'm like, I think he left a fucking corner open. Because Jared never leaves a screen corner open. I'm like, I think he left a corner open because the way JR likes to play is if he could have one unit in the back, grab both boxes, they just run with both boxes. So I was like, if he left that corner open, I can sneak something in there. All right, so I stopped looking over there because I didn't want him like looking at me because he's still placing at the moment too. So then I ended up putting a callus by the ISF unit that's on the box on the top right corner, because my initial play is feint the grab box with the ISF and let callus come up and grab it. And then when it all came down to it, that bottom left corner that he left open, I threw ISF behind a line of sight blocker, to be able to comfortably get to double move with tack strike to pummel the troopers out in the open. And then his one objective grabber that was going to pick up the 2 boxes, I put Iden in that back corner. And I was like, cool, this is perfect, because if this works out, because I already know he wants to full send the right side, but he just left those 2 boxes like easily taken overable by by Inferno and Iden.
Right.
So
it definitely was an oh shit moment. It's just like, oh shit.
yeah, it's an oh shit moment.
I was like, oh snap.
And I was like, if I can grab these 2 boxes and just make a beeline with my other 2, I can play long enough to where I can kind of just keep the game extended and actually take it. But that's not how it went at all. The dice differed.
So JR, basically, you didn't talk about the rest of your deployments, and I assume they're all basically in that front middle area towards the center of the board.
Yep. Okay. Also, like the dudes are on the left side most of the position, because he has the 2 boxes on his left side of the table, kind of like real close to that my deployment. So the dudes scouted up. The 7th sister and the 5th brother kind of scouted up towards his gun line, which was the shores and the mortars. Right. And then Vader is scouting up towards the pyramid with 2 other squads of stormtroopers. Now, mind you, we play fortified positions, so now there's barricades everywhere. So pretty much all my guys have heavy cover, and as does he. So yeah, so when Jose does the infiltrate, I was like, oh, this is bad. This is now I got to redirect some troops that way, because like, okay, in my head I'm thinking, okay, dang, what am I gonna do? It's like, one, I need to keep that 1 squad over there alive long enough to do something. I can't let him delete that act. 2, I could just commit everything to his 2, because I'm already close to the middle. He didn't deploy anything close to the middle. So like, I grab the middle, I get his 2, and then I'm still golden and just let him have those other 2. But it's really going to be dependent on how fast I can kill things and how fast he can kill my things, because he's got definitely the more guns coming at me.
Right.
So turn 1, what do you play, Jose?
Oh, I was torn, but because I didn't want to launch it right away, but I already committed, so I played tack strike, which caught you up. Like, I didn't think you were gonna do that.
Well, the reason why I didn't think you were gonna do that, and this is what I think was smart, is you put comlinks on all your ISF, and so I was just like, oh, I didn't.
Are they all in range? I'm like, yep.
Yeah. I was like, how do you? Oh, you got comlinks. Like that. I thought that was smart. I was like, okay, so that's how you wanted to play this. I was like, so then I go first because I play new ways to motivate. And this is why I think this list has legs. Normally, I want to do new ways to motivate on the dewbacks, but I realized I could do this on 5th brother and 7th sister. Yep. So I give the 2 orders to 7th sister and
that brother. Caught me off guard because I was expecting to go to the dewbacks. I was braced for the dewbacks.
I was too, until I was just like, wait a minute. Okay. So then I go first. I go to my bag. I draw core, and I get those guys that are by the boxes by IF Inferno Squad and Iden, and I just double move the hell out of them. I get out of there. Then you go, Jose. You want to talk
so I activate. So I saw that he took the guys and ran. So I was like, okay, cool. So those boxes are uncontested. So he has 2 storms that are kind of towards me a little bit, and I'm like, oh, it's a tack strike. I got this. I did not have this. So I ended up killing almost everything except for 2 guys.
Yeah, he doubled. Go ahead.
Good.
No, I was gonna say you double moved to shoot storms, and you killed everything but 2 in the squad. And
left me exposed.
Yeah, exposed.
I had heavy, but
yeah, you had heavy. Then I cracked back with my squad of storms that was right there, the other squad, and what they get like 6 crits through.
It was 6. I don't know. It was.
What was it?
Yeah, no, it wasn't 6 because I rolled and I whiffed 4.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think
Six would have killed. 6 would have killed.
well, no, because you whipped. Yeah, I think you made 2 saves, and then you whipped 4, and so two for so all that's left is now is unit
It's
leader.
Gideon.
Yeah, that was it.
Jeez.
And I was just like,
Yeah,
whoa.
brutal.
The moment
JR's
that
like,
happened,
my bad.
the moment that happened, I was just like, all right, that side's fine. That side's is
Yeah,
good. I got that covered.
that was terrible. And then we basically played I ended up going with Ida next to try to finish off that 2 model unit. And I go and I get 2 Pierce 1, and he's like, I just need to block both and they'll live and I'll have him alive, and he blocks both.
But honestly, this is where I think you should have took the range 3 gun.
Yeah, 100%.
No, I should have taken it, but the reason I didn't is because I knew that at some point in time I knew Vader wasn't going to push that box. I knew that if I caused enough disruption on that back end, which this decision would have played out in the round that you before you grab the box, but we'll get to that later. I just needed to be able to crack back at something. I was like, at bare minimum, I'm gonna damage. I used Iden as a control piece. Suppression with Dio. Vader's over there. These guys are not gonna roll the suppression off. I'm heavily wounding his guys. At bare minimum, something wounded is gonna grab that box, and Iden's just gonna blow it up. And that's the only reason I had that, because I knew I needed to grab the 2 boxes and then start firing shots downrange to try to disrupt you in the back, which is why I went with that. Hindsight, the other reason I went with it was because I had the concussive blast or whatever in my contingencies. So I was like, okay, I have this 1 kill shot ready to go if I need it. And once again, sometimes the game, everything looks good on paper, and the game just dictates like you're not going to get that opportunity. And so I made a misplay later on, but we'll get to that. So I go with Iden. I win that unit. Don't kill it, so it stays alive. And then he just starts letting off with his damn 5th brother, 7th sister.
Yeah, because pretty much what I wanted to wait for was his mortar shot at my dude's 7th sister and 5th brother. 5th brother gets a wound. 7th sister, I think, makes both her saves. No, you didn't. I don't think you shot a 7th sister.
I shot the dewbacks both times.
And the dude like did a good save. They got 2 wounds and everything, but it's hella suppressed. So he went with both mortars, and I was just like, okay, I just need one. I needed that forward short trooper to go. Then my plan was going to come into attack. Well, as soon as you did that, and then you went with it,
I had to.
And I think you shot at 7th sister, and she made both her blocks then. And then that's when I went, because what I did was then she takes a wound, she moves, she moves again, and then she kills the mortar and makes contact with the mortar. And then I force push the shores into me, and I cohesion it in a way. Now that 5th brother can now come into contact with that one. So then after that, I don't remember if you know what you went with next.
Yeah, I ended up going with Callus, and I wrapped around and I grabbed the box.
Then I go with 5th brother, and he goes up to that shore that's now bubble wrapped around 7th sister and just kills every. I think you made a good save, because I think I only killed like. No, I killed 3.
Wait, how did you?
Because 5th brother takes a wound, and then he goes, and then he got a wound already. So
you had already wounded him. Yeah, I missed that part.
So then, if he takes another wound, now he has charge.
Right. No, I missed that he had taken a wound already. So
yeah. So then now,
geez, you literally just gave him 1 wound so he could enable that charge, didn't you, Jose?
Yeah, that was only my 2nd game. I still don't know what they were doing. Like I have not played Inquisitors enough. All I know is before the game kicked off today, I thought about bringing Anik and Obi, and that would have settled this dispute. But
I still think JR's list would have beaten Obi Annie, but
no.
So
hands down.
Pretty much 7th sister and 5th brother. That game was just cutting up the gun line. I sent the dudes. The dudes actually made some good saves because they hang on longer than expected.
Yeah, dude.
They get into Callus. They start chopping down on Callus because Callus has got a box. Yeah. I already zoned out Jose on his other box, so I need Callus to die, because at this point Iden's gonna get my other 2 boxes. I already decided that I need my forces to commit to the other side versus dealing with Iden. And then he still has 2 full Inferno Squad or ISF. And they're pretty much shooting at my dewbacks and everything else, but I'm making good saves. I forget about Comms Jammer. I just realized that game. So he withdraws. He withdraws with Callus, and he.
Oh, so that's just you're going into the second round now.
Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead.
So I see the dewbacks coming in, so I start backpedaling the old Luke Cook special. So I start backpedaling and throwing everything I got into these things, and they are just not dying. So I'm just like, I gotta get ready to jump on this rock that's back here because the only thing that's gonna save me is a damn rock that's right here. So I back up, take the shot, and I'm set up to jump the rock the next one because the dewbacks are coming in. If I can get on top of that rock, all they could do is look at me. And then the unit that's by the box, I'm like, I should have grabbed the box and got ready to run, but I was like, I need to drop the second dewback or at least try to put something on it because if that dewback can make contact with Callus, he's done. So I push over and I take a standby, which walls off that dewback because he just comes in and then he just like kind of
with the ISF.
No, ISF, regular Inferno. Or no, yeah, ISF.
ISF, yeah.
On tax strike turn? Nah, dude, you gotta shoot. Did you proc the standby, JR?
No, I didn't proc any standby.
Yeah, yep. Can't stand by.
Nope. I went into defense mode because I was like, it's not gonna peel out. So we ended up and that was our last activation of that turn. So then we go into our second. And I know that he needs to outpace me, and he's gonna do that with some type of 1-pip. So my second round play, even though I don't want it to be that, my second round play is ISB investigation, and I shut down his 1-pip, which is implacable.
Because I play the other 1-pip. I play Seven Sisters Come and Prove It.
Oh, you don't have Vader's Might?
No.
Oh, dude, Come and Prove It is not that good. Anyways, keep going. Sorry.
Well, to be honest, like I said, this is my first game.
Yeah.
And I'm toying with command cards.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, they're gonna definitely be in the army faster than Vader is, right? This list, anyways. The new vamp, I don't think so anymore. Anyways,
I was also on that retreat. I also couldn't commit to the shot because I was bracing for impact because the next 2 rounds I'm waiting for that burst of speed to go off. So I have to keep I can't just commit to full sending everything. I had to waste actions to stand by or reposition because once that Vader missile goes off, there's nothing you can do about it at all.
Oh, go.
No, I was just gonna say I really wish I could have put Saber Throw on the Vader because man, moving 1 speed all the way across the map, I was like, I wish I could Saber Throw something right now.
Yeah, so let's, from the sounds of it, just right off the beginning, Jared just gets in round 1 and then it's kind of already almost over. Would you agree with that statement, Jose?
No, the game was not over. The game was not over until I would say late round 4. Simply because the fact is he did not get any of his 2 boxes. Iden was just controlling that back end, and I just needed an opening to pick up both, which would have been great, except I ran out of time.
So how come Iden didn't get those 2 boxes in the back?
Because those units were still able to blow her up. And what ended up happening in the second round
is the 1 squad of stormtroopers beat
No,
Iden?
there was 3 right there.
So you did kill 1 to where I just had the unit leader. That one guy I committed to getting the middle box. So that was his
which is the round that I messed up on.
But the other 2 storms were committed just to shooting at Iden.
Okay.
At that point, I realized I didn't need them to back up fire the rest of the squad because, like you said, turn 1 I was already in the gun line, so I already turned down the gun line. The one mistake I do think, Jose, and I don't know if there was a better option to do, is the storms or the shores, the full shore squad that you had, you then moved into Seven Sister to punch her.
Yes, and the reason I did that is because there was no way I was gonna get out. Because you were gonna clean up whatever unit that was there in that melee, and then you were just gonna you were gonna be free and then be able to run and force push me back in. Like there was no get. That's I said that when I did that. I go, I have to just commit to try to punch her out because I can't run away. And that's what I did because if I run, you're gonna double move and force pull me back in, or I'm gonna get crack blocked by the dewback coming on that left side. I thought that the best option it was to throw the cheap bodies at the force users, because realistically, the for your force user dice went way different than Nick's because when Nick was throwing his fifth brother and seventh sister into my clones, no token sharing, no dodge check, and he was like doing ones and twos. Like he was not getting fours and fives like you were. Like that's why I was like, the dice on them aren't that bad because it's black dice, and we all know 5 black dice can spike bad.
Yeah.
You were just chopping them down. It was a completely different night and day experience. So I was like, I got to throw bodies to this grinder so I can mitigate that thing on everything on that top right end. And it was good. It's just I had the plan. It's just your saves were just so freaking gnarly on that end. It was targeting scope, aims, offensive pushes, criticals, and he's just eating everything. I'm like, dude.
To be fair, like I don't think I saved that well, but I definitely saved where it mattered, right?
Dude,
like you trying to delete that storm squad, and I saved to keep it alive. That ended up getting the middle box. I think that was crucial.
Well, and that's where that shit messed me up because so basically just summarizing up the second round was just him murdering things and me trying to stave off the Vader missile and getting Callus to wrap out of the way of that Vader missile. But when we got into the third round, I played that round I ended up double moving Iden, and then I threw Dio forward, and then Jared's like, it doesn't work like that. I'm like, yes, it does. He's like, what are you talking about? I was like, it's obvious what I'm gonna do right here, so I'm just gonna outright say what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the shocker card from Dio because I'm like, these guys have suppression, these guys have suppression, they're not going to roll it off, and these guys are not going to roll it off because Vader's 10 yards or 10 million miles down that way. So I literally suppress lock both of them, and which was perfect. So while I'm suppress locking the two storms, so they can't do anything because they panic. Vader's still trying to weasel his way in over there. So the part that I messed up on was once again the new suppression rules because I forgot that you pull the suppression after you panic. So what ends up happening is they both panic, so they're stopped.
So wait, you played the 2-pip?
Yeah, I'm out in the open.
So they should have taken their token and flipped it upside down.
What are you talking about?
You played Incapacitate, right?
Yeah.
Against the core, against the score.
Yeah.
Against core, right?
Yes.
So that unit gains 3 suppression. Then if it is core that has not activated this round, assign it a face down order token.
Yeah.
Or flip a circle. Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah, we did. But the problem was I still need to keep this in the back of my head that the suppression works this way because he panicked and they
that's my question is when did they panic?
They panicked the next round.
Okay.
Yeah, the next round. Sorry.
Okay, because it's from what you're saying, it's like they panicked that round. I'm like, wait, what? They don't get to go. Okay.
Yeah, no, you're right. My rounds are off. But either way, the reaction was they both panicked at one point in the same round. But then what messed me up was they got to take that suppression off, and then at the end of the round took another suppression off, and I'm standing in the middle in the open. And I'm just like, Jesus. So the plan was, I knew he was already sprinting with that one mini towards the pyramid. So I was like, damn it, I really need to shoot this guy, but I didn't want to lose Iden in the process. So the smart play would have been shoot that one guy. So now we're still tied at 2 boxes.
Right.
But I didn't. I tried to remove a unit, and then I tried to get cheeky. I tried to remove a unit so I could grab a box and then the next turn come out and shoot him because he would have been on top of that pyramid. He would have moved up and then grabbed it. And then I could have out-pipped him because I still had Iden's pulse scan. Right. I could have wrapped it back out and then dropped him. But like the whole thing is juggling. I was trying to control 2 units at once while Callus is running for his life on the other side of the mat. he's screaming, Aiden, hurry up, Aiden, hurry up. Vader's coming, and it was just, oh god. Hindsight 2020, I should have just weathered the storm because it was a full health Aiden, full health Dio with the shield.
Oh yeah, and especially because he doesn't have a lot back there. Like, what's he going to shoot you at with 2 storm squads, both of which he said were suppressed? So he had literally nothing to shoot you with.
Yeah, no. What I had fear in my heart because I watched Inferno go down to that lame storm squad.
Yeah. But so at this round 3, you try to deal with the stuff in the back. Meanwhile, JR murders a lot more stuff, right?
Yeah.
When does Vader get in this turn? Or
no, Vader doesn't get into about 5?
Turn 4. No, 4.
4,
5 we ended up the final face off because I called you a coward because I wanted to bait you into letting Callus kill Vader, and then Callus whiffed.
How was Callus gonna kill Vader?
Vader had 4 wounds coming in.
Yeah.
And then
so now what happens is now that the 7th sister and 5th brother are cutting up the shoreline, you still got the 2 ISF, which are shooting at the dudes and doing damage, but one of them is tied up with Callus. So I think the dude has 4 wounds and Callus has 3 wounds. So we're trying to go back and forth. The dude chomps Callus again, but he survived with 1 health. Next round, he withdraws. My other dude's trying to get in, but he keeps shooting at that one, suppressing it.
Yeah.
Vader's coming in, so he starts shooting at Vader, which gets me down to 4 wounds. And then I believe it was turn 4, I play Implacable. And then, so this is huge because I believe he played Callus as 1 pip, right?
Yeah. I needed to get him out.
The turn before he withdrew. And on that turn before, when the turn that I didn't get a face-down order, when I did the rally step for the Storms, they rolled 2 suppression off. And then they panicked, so they took off another one. So now they're only sitting with 1 suppression. Yeah. Because then that turn, what I do with the Storms is I just start hugging Aiden because now you can't grab those 2 boxes.
Yeah.
I'm just hugging you at that point. Then when I play the Implacable, I have the one that he withdrew, the Dewback that was still alive. That one chomps up the ISF. So now his other ISF's tied up.
Down to 2.
Then he shoots Vader, which gives him the 4th wound. So then all Vader does is speed 3 versus speed, force push them to cohesion to where I can make a speed 1 move up the rock. And then when I get up the rock, I relentless and kill a bunch of ISF. I think it went down to 1. Then Callus ran into a corner.
Man, if only there was something you could have used to kill the last guy in that squad.
I didn't need to. You want to know why I didn't need to, Rob? Because I had another turn with Vader. You know what Vader did? Vader just forced. So okay. Let me backtrack a minute. I play Implacable. He plays Callus.
Come and face me, yeah.
So he's cunning comes off, and so he gets to go first. So he goes first with Callus, and Callus double moves and run away. So I'm just like, dang. And so I just like
I didn't hurry
up. So that's when I go after the ISF, and when I get up there and I kill everybody with 1 guy. Vader was the last one to go. Vader gets his order again because he takes a wound. So now he's at 5 or no 4 because I take the 4th wound off of that.
Okay. And
then I force push the guy up closer to the end of the rock to where I can see Callus, and then Vader goes and kills that guy. And now Vader and Callus are just staring at each other. The ultimate showdown. At this point, the game was over. We clearly knew the game was over, but Jose wanted to see because technically Callus rolls 4 dice in melee with the staff.
Vader didn't have a dodge.
I didn't have a dodge. I didn't have Dr. Sen's the reliable 2. So technically, I could theoretically roll 4 blinks. So I let him go with Callus, and
he gets 2.
He gets 2.
What a wuss.
I was like, okay. So,
and then at that point, Vader just has to get like one dice and pierce. So
because 5th brother went to pick up a box. I have 2 boxes. He has 1, and then I kill Callus, which drops the box, and then we could still do it.
So, all right. So sounds like a pretty fun game for you guys.
It was really fun.
All I'm gonna say, Jose, is man, don't split the ISF. I did not like hearing that when you said that at the beginning.
No, but it was the plan. It was it when the plan works, it works. And that's to be honest, that's just the way I play. Like I don't play like a conventional Legion player. Like I'm a gambler. Like I'm gonna try to hit you, with a knockout, sneaky punch, which had fucking
Oh, I
ISF
love the sneaky
fucking
punch. It's
had had
the
had
guy in the
ISF
back on your own box that I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that.
had
But
ISF just did their damn job in blocks, we'd have a different conversation. Because here's the thing: if ISF doesn't get deleted, that Vader's not pushing that back end. He's gonna come back to try to lay out
right.
over here, and then he's gonna rely on Fifth Brother, Seventh Sister to control the back end. So, it's just dice. Like I said, the plan was
Yeah.
good. The dice weren't, and at the end of the day, like, I didn't feel like I was out. I feel like I just had to make a lot of inefficient moves to try to be wary of what was going on. And to be honest, I like my list. The only thing I hate about it is I am never, ever, 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 ever taking that sniper rifle again.
That's a hot take.
Yeah, that is
Ever.
All I'm hearing is I hope Jose plays ISF against me because I just know not to be scared because like
Ugh.
okay.
But anyway, so we're like an hour and a half in, so let's hear these upgrades and then we'll
Yeah, so let me talk about why I think this list has legs and could be competitive. So that list that I said was 8x. Now
Yeah.
this list is now 9x.
Right.
Doesn't
Because you
really
do the
have a big.
officer.
Yep. If I don't take tenacity on Vader, I have a 6-point bid.
Okay.
But now I got Imperial Officer, Op
Mhm.
Vader with burst of speed, force push, tenacity. Fifth Brother with Inquisitor training, Seventh Sister with Inquisitor training. And instead of force push, this is the hot take. They have burst of speed. Then 3 stormtroopers that are naked, and then the 2 dudes with tenacity. Instead of comms jammer, because I always forget comms jammer, they have HQ uplink. So my thought process is that on the new ways to motivate turn, I give them both the Fifth Brother, Seventh Sister, and then
activate the dewbacks.
the dewbacks, yeah, HQ uplink, and now all of them can take a wound. And on a speed 2 spur move with the dewbacks, they can effectively get to range 4, right? They can any range 4 they can get to and just chomp. Seventh Sister and Fifth Brother on burst of speed now, 3 moves of that, just shy of 5. So it's like I can get to you. I'm not scared of range 4. It's range 5 that maybe, but these guys can immediately just get to the other side. I think that's fun. I think that's a blast. Like,
Cool.
Having my guys. I mean, hell
yeah. I don't personally. I don't think I would go with the burst of speed over the force push because like that's kind of half the reason you're bringing them is the force pushes. But I get it.
I mean,
Burst is nice.
It's situational because, like, in my game, I found that, and I need more practice. And I agree, force push is obviously the better choice. But if I'm burst speeding in, I'm cutting something down. Next turn, I just got to cut it down and then move to something else.
It's just risky because it's black dice. You don't know what's going to happen versus red.
And if they split up their army, it's even more risky. If they bubble their army, then I think it has legs, right? And I don't even think it's scared of force users because I've Inquisitor training, right?
Correct.
So, and then you got Vader coming up the rear with burst of speed as well. So it's just pretty much, I'm just going to dive you.
So I had a question about the Inquisitor training. Does that work against Saber Throw?
No. It must
because it's a force power, isn't it?
It's got to be an exhaustible force.
Exhaustible. Okay, I was like, dude, that'd be rough. Like, throw my saber and I just turned it off. Damn it.
Yeah. No. I always forget about the demoralize. I need to remember that, but I don't think it really matters much.
Now you were one-shotting
everything. Well, it's particularly good at stopping standbys and standby castles, right?
Yeah.
So nice.
So yeah, that's
I think worth a shot.
Yeah, seems fun. So it was a lot of fun, but we'll see in this.
Yeah.
All right, Jose. Okay.
I just want to say I also played a game this week against Toby. I basically riffed the minor Tom list from Worlds. I tried editing it like 4 times. And that list is 1 Dark Trooper, 1 Lat, 1 Op Vader, an officer, and 3 Naked Storm. No, it was like a Shore Mortar. I don't remember. It was a Shore Mortar and then a Flame Trooper Snow, actually. And I just riffed it just because I was like, this list looks fun. I want to try it. And then there's one thing I didn't want to fight armor. And so Toby brought 2 AATs. And I rolled some insane crits, and he made the biggest blunder you possibly could make. He put his tank that was the commander in one spot, and he put his tank that was the one that has the coordinate in the other spot, and they could not give orders to one another. So he had no order chain the entire game. And
Oh,
like at the very first round, the very first thing he does is he sets up all his order tokens, and then I say, "How did you do that, Toby?" And then he goes, "Oh, wait a minute, I messed this up."
poor
And I'm
Toby.
Did he have Grievous?
Yeah, he had Grievous too. He had Grievous and all this stuff, but the specifics of the game don't matter. I just wanted to mention this just to say, guys, make sure to like know what you're placing on the board. Watch your orders. If you're playing droids, make sure you can get your coordinate chain out, because I mean it was just like his tanks were having to like AI shoot every turn. His droids had to do AI shoot. It was just like unlucky the whole game. So, but yeah, I just wanted to bring that up just to give everyone that little public service announcement.
Well, that's what Toby gets. Stop playing. You need to start playing more so you can start remembering what his shit does. That's the bottom line.
Let's do some quick rules questions, because this has actually been a long podcast. I thought it was going to be a short one today.
If you want a short one as Legion lads, bro, it's never gonna happen.
we got too much BS to talk about.
Oh, I know.
So what you got first, Jose?
All right, so the first one is so somebody was asking about independent, and what they asked was, with the update previously in March to independent keyword, the rule states that you either gain the tokens or perform the listed free action. The wording is what I have a few questions about. His examples are: 1, Rebel Boba Fett has independent standby. Due to the keyword not being numbered, my assumption is that he must take the free action rules as written instead of choosing between taking tokens or a free action. Is this assumption correct? The second bullet point is: can a player pop standbys off of independent free actions? The example scenario would be myself playing Rebel Boba Fett and playing out a 3-pip while my opponent plays out Krennic's Deploy the Garrison and gives 2 standbys to units in standby range of Boba Fett. Will those 2 units given standbys be able to use their standbys off of the independent free action? This is what you were talking about, right?
Oof. So I have an answer. Do you want to go first?
So what was the first bullet point again?
So they're both connected.
Yeah.
I think well, okay, let me get to the second bullet point because I remember. Is I think both the standbys, if the pip you go first given the standbys from Krennic's, and then they get the free action, I think both standbys proc.
So this is where that first bullet point matters, because the first bullet point is asking, does Boba Fett gain a standby token, or is he taking the standby action? And I think in this case, he's given the token. So there's no standby proc.
We're not talking about Delta Squad? You said
no. It's Boba Fett's standby. Independent standby.
Yeah. No, I agree with you then. At that point,
he's getting the token.
They're not taking,
Now, if it was Delta Squad and they did their independent recover, haha, got you. They do proc those standbys.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. They're just giving the standby. They don't gain an action from it.
So Seth to bullet point 1 says your assumption is correct. Boba Fett Daimyo Mos Espa has the independent standby keyword. As there is no X, he will not gain X of the listed tokens. Rather, he will perform a free standby action.
What?
Yep. And then this is Seth, bro. This is Sethy Boy, posted at Saturday, 8:43 p.m.
Hold on. Keep going.
So then he says, he says to the second bullet point, yes, in the circumstance both players have effects that occur at the same time, Deploy the Garrison and Independent are both resolved at the start of the activation phase. The player with priority will resolve their effects first, so the Imperial player will perform their free standby actions before Boba Fett performs his. If Boba Fett performs an action, including a free action, in range, by default range 2, and line of sight of an Imperial unit with a standby token, They may indeed spend the token to perform a free move action or a free attack action.
This totally contradicts the ruling.
No,
No, he references the ruling in the beginning part.
no,
He says,
I get it. No. Because in the rules it says basically it says gain token X, right? So if it's independent dodge 1 like a Saj, then you gain 1 dodge token. But if it's independent dodge, then you have to take the dodge action. Is my new understanding? Even though I assumed that the standby would just be the standby token, but okay, it's an
But then-
action now apparently.
Hold on. Okay, if you're right, well, let me get on this first point because obviously the rule forms override what's on the card now, right? Because on
Override
Well, the
the-
card doesn't matter. The card, it's what's on the it's what's on the rules.
I know, because on the card it said at the start of the activation phase, if you do not have an order token, gain 1 standby token.
No. Whatever the card says is wrong. Don't read the card.
Anyways, well, let me go to my next point here. Is where is she? Okay, it does say dodge 1. Wow.
Yeah, no, Asajj does say dodge 1.
Interesting.
I'm don't worry. I'm looking at every single character right now that has independent to see if they all have the ones. They all do,
so while you guys look at that, I'm just gonna I forgot to give credit to the man who asked the question. The man who asked the question is Spiked Apples.
nice.
So no, these rules questions were great this time. I was like, oh, these are all actually
yeah. What's the next one? That's
That's
crazy.
pretty awesome.
So this is the bullet point conundrum is what I'm calling this.
Oh no.
So posted by Ceylon, he says, "Hey team, another player in my group raised the question about super tax, having seen the recent clarification on the clones. Given the recent clarification around Delta Squad being unique without limiting the number of clone commandos, does the same apply to super tactical droids? Could you opt to bring Kalani and Kraken or Kalani and the super tactical droid as they appear to be the same on the cards? Thank you in advance."
No. Because they all have dots. The reason you can take clone commandos and Delta Squad is because clone commandos don't have a dot, even though Delta does. Yeah. Both the Super Tac Kalani, the Super Tac Normal, and the Super Tac Kraken all have a dot.
Yeah, so I agree with that.
Yep, and you guys are right. Just to shorten it down, he basically said that you may not include both, but he explains, that what you guys just said.
Got it.
Which is cool. One super attack is a pain in the ass to deal with already.
I'm still like in shock about that Boba ruling. So,
well, the third one
makes sense now that they say it.
Yeah, it makes sense, but still, I'm not happy. Like, I want to be right. So,
this third one is near and dear to my heart, and it looks like my unit expansion phase 1 clones are back on the menu for competitive play, baby. So this says tournament legality of clone troopers upgrade expansion kit.
Okay.
This is by Shriltron. Because my whole thing was you can't bring the unit with the that is the leader from the expansion kit because he's
what
leader.
I did at Worlds. Yeah.
So he says the backside of the phase 1 clone. This guy went to the box. I respect it. The backside of the phase 1 clone trooper upgrade expansion states the phase 1 clone troopers upgrade expansion contains 4 unpainted, finely sculpted soft plastic phase 1 clone trooper miniatures to enhance your existing phase 1 clone trooper units or to form a corpse unit. The upgrade expansion pack happens to contain a corpse order token and a unit card for phase 1 clone troopers. Would it be tournament legal to field a phase 1 clone trooper core unit composed of the 4 minis in the upgrade expansion pack if I opt to equip all 4 minis with the DC-15A blaster rifles provided in the casting frame instead of the heavy upgrades? If yes, does the same legality apply to B1 upgrade expansion pack provided I add 2 surplus standard B1 troopers from my non-B1 droid unit packs? Seth says, yes, all 4 upgrade expansions may be assembled as the standard miniatures for their matching corpse unit in order to achieve this. The unit upgrade expansions do have the components to assemble heavy weapon miniatures with their standard weaponry instead. So you can use those expansion guys. So I can bring my freaking Paladin pointing guy, as long as he's just regular core.
So let me get this straight. If
But you have to model them correctly.
They have to no that the he's saying that the box says you can take them at is or
No. What I'm saying is Seth said if you model, like he said something about having to model them correctly.
Yeah, so the DC, the one of the guys in the box is the only one that comes with a different gun. It's a shotgun.
Okay.
So, but he has arms for the DC-15. The other three have DC-15s.
I see.
So
okay.
basically, as long as he models that DC-15 onto where the shotgun guy would be, he could use those minis as like legal.
So now we are technically going to whatever their weapon is. That's what you play them as.
Apparently,
yeah. Like I don't care. I don't use the shotgun, and the other guys I have DC-15s anyways, or the DC whatever. Anyways,
I mean, you can always
my only hang up was out of that core expansion kit, the only mini I use religiously is the commander because he has the pal drone on and he's pointing and he's not doing the dab. I was so conflicted when they said you had to use, the normal guys. So I was like, oh, I'm going to go back to the dab dude. But this just solidifies the fact that I can bring the commander now.
Right. As a normal unit leader without having to take the commander card. Yeah.
Yep. So cool. I'm pumped. So I thought that was cool because that was like a point of like, well, I was like, dang, that sucks for me, but I'm going to do it.
Nice.
Yeah. So 3 short, interesting ones. I thought it was fun. So as long as your guy is carrying the right rifle, you can put him in your squad.
Oh God, what have we come to? We have to make sure the minis are using the right gun arm.
This is just so they can sell their stuff, right? They don't want 3D
miniatures. Oh, I get that. I understand that much.
But yeah.
Yeah,
well, good rules questions. Definitely caught me off guard with that Boba one. That's pretty cool.
I want to mention something real quick. So we're closing to an end here, but I just wanted to point out that we have an amazing group of people who support us, from our Discord to our locals to people who help us go to events like LVO. They purchase our jerseys. That helps us go to these events at a lighter cost. And we're grateful for all that. So I just wanted to do a little minor shout out. You may notice I ain't messing with my ears too much. It's because one of my good friends, Pete Gomez, watches our podcast religiously, and he has no idea what Legion is. He says it himself. He has no idea what we're talking about, but he is one of our guaranteed views every week. And I was thrown aback as this guy says, I'm sending you something in the mail. And
it was a bomb.
I annoyed him, maybe car bomb. And I didn't know what it was. So I'm at work all day. I don't know what's going on. And my wife's like, hey, there's a packetry here. And I got this new microphone. Ooh. And his whole thing was he wants to invest in stuff that we do as much as he can, and that was his little part of trying to make our podcast better by helping one of us.
That's awesome.
So I just wanted to say thank you to him and thank you to everybody who helps us do what we do. We greatly appreciate it, and we can't give you guys enough credit for what you guys do.
Joke's on you. I bet you he did it for selfish reasons. But like, man, Jose's mic sounds horrible. It's hurting my ears. But yeah, I agree with you, Jose. Thank you for really cool. All right, guys. With that being said, thank you guys for joining me. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All those that listen, support us. Thank you guys again. And well, next time,
you guys rock.
Don't forget July 13th and 14th, Vet Fest. Show up. Go.
Yes. Bring challenges.